This is Common Ground. I'm Michael.
And I'm Sarah. Today we're calling foul on every politician who hides behind titles while real families are left twisting in the wind.
Let's talk about politician Julio Cortes. Here's a man who should understand the immigrant experience, who should know what it means when families are torn apart by bureaucratic red tape and political cowardice. Yet when real cases cross his desk, cases of American-born children watching their parents disappear into a system designed to fail them, where is he?
We've got Senator Bob Hasagawa, Pramila Jayapal, Kshama Sawant, all progressives, all champions of the working class, all supposedly fighting for immigrant rights. But when it comes to the nitty-gritty, when it comes to the cases that don't make headlines, where are they? These politicians love their photo ops, their press releases about sanctuary state policies, but what about the families who need more than symbolic gestures?
Washington calls itself a sanctuary state. Sanctuary for whom? For the politicians who get to pat themselves on the back while real families suffer in silence? These sanctuary policies are failing because they're designed by people who never have to live with the consequences. They're feel-good legislation that makes lawmakers sleep better at night while doing nothing for the people who actually need protection.
Here's what we know to be true. The sins of the father should not be the sins of the son. American-born children should not pay the price for political cowardice. When a child is born on American soil, they are American. Period. Yet these children are watching their families destroyed because politicians would rather play it safe than take a stand.
We call foul. The people deserve better. Let's dive deeper into the systemic failures that have been building for decades. Workers' compensation in this country has been under attack since the 1970s. Department of Labor statistics show that while insurance company profits have skyrocketed, actual compensation for injured workers has been slashed. We're talking about a system where corporations pay pennies on the dollar for coverage that barely helps families survive when tragedy strikes.
And on the immigration front, we need to talk about the 1996 Clinton-era IRIRIA law, the Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigrant Responsibility Act. This law created the 3- and 10-year bars that have torn apart millions of families. People who came here as children, who've built lives here, who've raised American citizens, are now trapped by laws that make it nearly impossible to regularize their status. DACA, DAPA, PIP. These programs were band-aids on a broken system. They helped some people, yes, but they also created a false sense of progress while leaving millions in limbo. Washington may call itself a sanctuary state, but federal lawmakers from the state have been largely silent on the comprehensive reform that's actually needed.
Now we have the Laken-Riley Act pushing for expanded detention policies. More families separated, more communities terrorized, more resources wasted on enforcement instead of solutions. This is the opposite of what working families need. This is the opposite of what builds strong communities.
Politicians love their poster child cases, the perfect victims they can parade in front of cameras. But what about the ordinary families, the ones whose stories don't fit neatly into campaign talking points? The single mother working 2 jobs who can't afford to take time off to navigate immigration court? The construction worker who got injured and discovers his workers' comp claim has been denied on a technicality.
This isn't about party politics anymore. It's about survival. A laborer with a heartbeat will always outlast the suits. Real people doing real work, raising real families, paying real taxes, they're the backbone of this country, not the politicians who profit from their struggles.
We demand truth. We demand courage. And if politicians won't break their silence, then the people will break it for them. Enough with the empty promises, the photo ops, the press releases that change nothing. We need legislators who will fight for comprehensive immigration reform, who will strengthen workers' protections, who will choose families over corporate interests.
The real labor movement starts now. Families belong together. Workers deserve justice, not in slogans, but in reality. Not in campaign promises, but in legislation that actually protects people. Not in sanctuary city declarations that provide no real sanctuary.
These has been Common Ground. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Michael. Keep fighting, keep demanding better, and keep finding that common ground where real people can build real solutions.
You have to